As Senate Republicans this week released their latest version of the health care bill they hope will serve as a replacement for the Affordable Care Act, families whose loved ones live with mental illness were watching closely. Medicaid, which would be trimmed heavily if the bill becomes law, is the single largest payer of mental health services in the United States. Stephanie Gosk shines our Sunday spotlight on one family you might recognize whose world suddenly was turned upside down.
Victor and Joey Hudy keep their son's workshop just as he left it. On the wall, a reminder of that day.
Let's try it out. Okay. Secret Service isn't happy about this.
The 2012 science fair at the White House. Joey Hudy, 14 years old at the time, really wowed the president.
Oh!
Joey's high-velocity, bright orange marshmallow cannon was an instant internet sensation. Business Insider named him one of the 10 smartest kids in the world.
I became with this motto, don't be bored, make something. And that's what I did, and that's how I realized that's how I got to where I am now.
He had said to me, Mom, I feel I'm smart. I started crying because I've never heard him say that before.
Joey caught the eye of U.S. tech giant Intel. He became one of the youngest interns in the company's history.
He started when he was 16, so he was probably the only employee I've ever had that his mom drove him to work.
Then a job offer in China in summer of 2016. Yet Joey's incredible brain would soon betray him.
When did the first alarm bells go off for you guys?
January 11th.
His conversations started getting a little obscure.
He went from being paranoid in his apartment, and there was helicopter pads and everybody was watching me, and the Chinese government was out to get me.
The Hudys arranged to get Joey back home, hoping he just needed to get out of China and everything would be okay, until they saw him at the airport.
What was that moment like for you?
Oh, I didn't think this was good. It just wasn't him. It was clear to me that the son we knew was gone. This was just his body, and somebody else had kind of taken over it.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it was the worst day ever.
The diagnosis, Joey was suffering from schizophrenia.
I don't know anything about schizophrenia.
I mean, yeah.
You take a medicine and you're fine in a couple hours. Is that what schizophrenia is?
We didn't know this is a life diagnosis.
An estimated 3.2 million people, 1% of the population, suffer from schizophrenia, according to the American Psychiatric Association. It's a chronic brain disorder that can cause delusions, hallucinations, and changing behavior.
It utterly destroys the illusion of youth invincibility. So it's very difficult for the patients and for their families to accept this is a lifelong diagnosis.
At Pasadena Villa, a mental health facility in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, Joey received inpatient treatment this past spring. The Hudys now are navigating a mental health care system with limitations and high costs.
There's so many people out there that are going through the same thing that we are, and stories of families that my money ran out or the insurance stopped paying, my child had to come home.
Former Congressman Patrick Kennedy, who battled with mental health issues himself, has become a spokesperson in the fight for more understanding and treatment options.
It's ripping through people's lives. It's a fire that is burning up people's life savings, and we ought to treat it as the natural disaster that it is.
At stake, not just the financial future of the Hudys, but the future for people like Joey, the boy with the marshmallow cannon.
And Stephanie Gosk joins me now live. I remember Joey so well from that day. Who could forget him in the White House with the marshmallow cannon? How's he doing now?
I know, such a special moment. He's doing better. He's in a long-term care facility in California. You know, one of the reasons why this family has told this very personal and painful story is they want to shine a light on this illness that not a lot of people know about or know enough about. And they also want to shine a light on how difficult it is for a family to pay for the treatment. Insurance companies are all over the map on what they will give you for this kind of treatment. And they are very fortunate. They say they've had lots of friends and family that have helped them with their GoFundMe page. But not everyone is so fortunate, Willie.
I was shocked to hear the numbers in the story. 3.2 million people in this country alone. Incredible. Stephanie Gosk, thanks for bringing the story to us.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here. to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.